today's video, the truth about protein that can heal your kidneys even in stage 5 CKD. Catherine here, I'm a doctor of natural medicine, and my goal during the last few years of my career has been simple: designing a diet patients in all the stages of kidney disease can follow, and that works even in stage 5. A diet that can get all CKD patients to avoid dialysis. Because here's the truth, your doctor won't tell you about the renal diet. Most CKD patients are still being prescribed diets that are basically full-time jobs. Diets that require weighing everything you eat: breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, everything, every day for the rest of your life. And I don't have to tell you that those diets work only on paper. In reality, patients give up within weeks, and all they achieve is destroying their kidneys even faster. Today, that nightmare ends. Today, I will share with everyone watching me on YouTube my method, the exact approach to kidney disease I use with my patients and that I'm writing a scientific study about. Yeah, saying this is cutting edge doesn't even begin to cover it. There are just 6 easy steps you need to follow to transform your diet from something that's slowly killing your kidneys into something that's actively healing them. Don't miss the last step, because I will reveal what plant-based foods have complete high-quality kidney-saving protein that some experts swear doesn't exist. We will also see which patients need to increase protein intake. Yes, that can happen, so don't miss it. Before that, step number 1 to make your renal diet work: focus on what to eat. Seriously, stop obsessing over what you can't eat. Start focusing on what you can. Here's the thing: if you're trying to follow a diet that's constantly forbidding high potassium foods, forbidding high oxalate foods, forbidding high glycemic index foods, you're going to crack. You're human. Your willpower has limits. And do you know what happens when you finally break and give up on the renal diet? Dialysis. That's what happens. So let's flip the script completely. Let's follow a diet that's built around delicious, powerful superfoods you can eat every day. Let's take a look at my table. Here are some foods that actively protect the kidneys of every single CKD patient, including those with diabetes, like zucchini. Here's a criminally underrated food option. Many patients are still being told this vegetable is too high in potassium, which is complete nonsense if you look at my table. Something else most people don't know: zucchini is loaded with carotenoids like lutein, zeaxanthin, and beta-carotene that scientists have proven protect kidney cells from damage. And you're getting basically zero protein or calories from zucchini. This is pure water, fiber, and vitamins. And let's talk about bell peppers. This is one of the most powerful vitamin C sources on the planet, better than oranges, better than lemons, which makes it incredible for fighting anemia. Red bell peppers can also replace tomatoes in your cooking if you need to keep potassium in check. Another great option: celery. This is a low-calorie champion with mild diuretic properties that help flush toxins straight out of your system. Eggplant. This is a veggie I push hard with my patients because it's absolutely packed with powerful antioxidants that shield your kidneys. And let's talk about starchy root veggies. Did someone tell you to avoid starchy vegetables? They lied to you. Meat jicama, basically a sweeter, juicier potato with way lower potassium and fewer carbs. You can find it in Mexican and Asian markets. It's like potatoes but safe for everyone. By the way guys, when someone tells me that this stuff is not tasty, I always say the same thing: Pisces dude, learn how to make food tasty without salt and sugar. Yes, it can be done. And here's the thing: Many spices have huge kidney protecting benefits. There is ginger that fights nausea, turmeric that destroys inflammation, there is cinnamon that improves insulin sensitivity. Many spices have kidney protecting properties. So imagine how good can they be for the kidneys when you use them to replace sugar and salt. There are even spices you probably never heard about. This you see here is called achayoti, and while it's mostly used as a natural food coloring, it contains huge amounts of powerful antioxidants, carotenoids, terpenoids, flavonoids, and tocotrienols. You won't get that from Himalayan salt, that's for sure. And of course, we can't forget berries, strawberries and blueberries in particular. These tiny nutritional bombs are loaded with antioxidants and vitamins that actively repair kidney damage, and they won't spike your blood sugar, making them perfectly safe for diabetes patients. If your goal is reducing protein intake, and it absolutely should be, these foods are your new best friends. Something not on my table that you need to add immediately: fruits in general. Fruits are nature's medicine, rich in antioxidants, vitamins, minerals, and fiber, and almost completely protein-free. Apples, bananas, berries, grapes, melons, pears, these are low potassium, easy to find fruits that should be on your plate every single day. But here's the catch: they won't give you many calories at all. So question becomes, where are we going to get the energy our bodies need? Whole grains, that's where. Whole grains should be the foundation your entire diet is built on. Yes, even if you have diabetes. The specific whole grains you see here aren't just incredibly healthy, they're also lower in protein compared to most other grains. And here's the thing: when I tell my patients they need to eat whole grains, some immediately panic and say, "Great, and how do I afford rye and kamut on top of my medications and doctor visits?" But here's what they don't realize: you don't need to blow your budget on those expensive, trendy, ancient grains like emmer, rye, or kamut. No need to mortgage your house for the exotic root. What I want you to focus on are cheap, easy to find, simple to prepare staple foods like brown rice. This is a food that still confuses the hell out of people. So here's a fun fact about it. Brown rice, this is a superfood for kidney patients, a true whole grain that delivers way more fiber than white rice. It's also lower on the glycemic index than white rice. It's packed with nutrients, and it has less protein than most other whole grains, as you can see from my table. Frankly, swapping white rice for brown rice is probably the single easiest change you can make to start healing your kidneys, because it's loaded with vitamins and essential minerals your kidneys are starving for. And if you look at my table on screen right now, you'll see the other whole grains that are lowest in protein. This should be what literally every meal is built around. They all have documented powerful health benefits, and everyone with CKD should be eating them daily. Another criminally underrated whole grain, cornmeal. Most people think it's junk food. Not true. Actually, cornmeal is only unhealthy if you drown it in butter and cheese. Cornmeal itself is actually fiber-rich, low in protein, and naturally gluten-free. Use it in a healthy, plant-based recipe, and you've got yourself a true nutritional powerhouse. And don't sleep on the other options you see here. They're all game changers. Oats, for example, are something I recommend to every single patient. They crush diabetes, they demolish high cholesterol, and they're as cheap and accessible as food gets. So yeah, if you build your diet around these simple yet incredibly powerful food choices, seeing real improvement in your kidney function isn't just possible, it's practically inevitable. So let's talk about how to measure this improvement. Step number 2, to create a diet that works, the life-saving tests. There are 3 life-saving tests everyone should do to know if their diet works. So question, do you know what is the most important test to assess your kidney function? You know, most people will answer creatinine or maybe GFR, which is literally the same thing as creatinine, by the way. Some know-it-all would say cystatin C. But here's the thing, none of those is the right answer. There are 3 life-saving tests I use to measure how much protein my patients are actually eating and how much their kidney function is improving. First of all, proteinuria levels, especially albumin to creatinine ratio. A low protein diet will directly improve this crucial marker, but not because less protein intake means less protein in urine. No, it's because the diet is protecting the kidneys, reducing the amount of protein spilled. In fact, the second life-saving test is called serum albumin, and it measures the amount of protein that's in your blood. When I start a patient on a low-protein diet, this marker will increase. You know what that means? That if you eat less protein, your muscles, organs, and tissue are going to have more protein available. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but many things in the human body are. That's why we invented science. Third life-saving test is BUN, blood urea nitrogen. Nitrogen is one of the toxins you get from protein. When you eat less protein, your BUN goes down, signaling your kidneys are protected. Yeah, as I was saying, no need for complex calculations. You just need to do regular lab tests and, well, someone to read them. Because here is the thing, these tests should always be interpreted in the context of the other tests. For example, an increase in BUN can both be caused by increased protein consumption or by dehydration. This is why you need a professional to read your tests. And this is where I can help. Because look, many of my subscribers are seeing incredible results just from the free advice I share here on YouTube. But here's the truth, your kidney health is priceless. What if you could remove all the guesswork from the equation and just get a diet that's laser focused on your exact situation? Not some generic meal plan, a complete protocol built around your labs, your symptoms, your stage of CKD. That's what I create in my one-on-one consultations, a plan that's 100% yours. No guesswork needed, just results. So if you're ready to stop wondering, is this working, and start seeing the numbers improve, send me an email at catherine@newhopeforkidneypatients.com or click the link in description. And having someone in your corner who actually understands this stuff, that changes everything. Because let me tell you the dirty secret about why most renal diets catastrophically fail. Let's see it. Step number 3, the reason why so many fail. If you're from the US, your doctor probably told you there is nothing you can do. Diet doesn't matter. It won't move those numbers. Raise your hand if your doctor told you that. And here's the brutal truth. For many patients, they're right. But what your doctor doesn't know, what they were never taught, is why reducing protein doesn't work for most patients. There is a reason, a specific fixable reason. While the US treats the renal diet like folklore, countries like Japan, Australia, Spain, France, Germany, and Italy have been using it successfully for decades. And what researchers discovered after all those years will shock you. There is one thing, just one, preventing most CKD patients from improving. No, it's not eating too many high potassium foods. It's not the occasional cheat meal. It's not lack of willpower. It's this. It's what you see on screen right now. This is the number one reason why CKD patients cannot improve according to science. Yes, if you're doing everything humanly possible to improve your GFR, but nothing's working, this is why. Listen to what the study actually says. For most patients with CKD, it is difficult to control their daily protein intake as per the standard range even under the guidance of registered dietitians. Here's a translation. Even with professional help, most patients are eating way more protein than they think they are. They're trying, they're being monitored, they're doing everything right, but they're still consuming too much protein. And that means one destination, dialysis. Now guys, if you're panicking thinking you might be eating too much protein, stop, take a breath, because I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to fix this. Yes, scientists discovered they can stop or even reverse GFR decline by focusing on what they call low-protein food staples. Simple, delicious, easy to prepare foods that slash your protein intake without making you feel like you're starving. Let's take a look. Step number 4. Let's talk about Aproteic food staples. Science supports the use of certain medical foods in CKD to slam the brakes on disease progression and crush creatinine levels. What are these foods? These are zero protein, pasta, rice, and bread engineered specifically for kidney disease patients. They're drastically lower in protein than regular versions, letting you eat enough calories without drowning your kidneys in protein. Because here's the reality. When you have CKD, every single gram of protein you eliminate matters. Pasta, rice, bread, even healthy whole grains, they all contain protein. Not much, but as we've seen, enough to push most patients over the edge. That's why swapping some of your grains for Aproteic staples could buy you years, maybe decades of freedom from dialysis. So where do you find this? Brands like Flavis, Low-Profin, and Aproteic make pasta flour and bread designed specifically for kidney patients. Here in Italy, they're in most pharmacies and even supermarkets. In the US, Europe, Australia, and most other countries, you'll need to order online, but they're absolutely worth the effort. These foods can be life-changing. Now, there is a Japanese food that makes Italian Aproteic pasta look like amateur hour. It's a special fermented brown rice that's about to revolutionize kidney diets worldwide. No exaggeration here. The authors of this study in the Journal of Diabetes and its Complications literally call it the only food effective in preserving kidney function. And guys, this isn't some random YouTube clickbait. This is peer-reviewed science. What makes this rice so powerful, you ask? Remember Aproteic pasta? It helps because it's protein-free. This Japanese rice does the same thing, but it's still a whole grain. Aproteic pasta is made from processed wheat, stripped of everything good. This rice, it's whole grain brown rice with just the protein removed. And then they ferment it. That's when the magic happens. Fermentation transforms this rice into a probiotic powerhouse that reduces inflammation, heals your gut, and shields your kidneys. When tested on diabetic CKD patients, proteinuria dropped from 1.34 to 0.58, results that made doctors' jaws drop. So add these staple foods to your arsenal if you can find them, because nothing beats cutting protein, and these make it effortless. Next step, step number 5. Let's talk about personalization. Time to answer the critical question. Do you need more protein than other kidney patients? Here's the truth. Following someone else's renal diet is like wearing their prescription glasses. Looks fine from the outside, but you'll know instantly something's very wrong. No two patients can follow the same diet. And protein intake, that's the first thing that needs customization. Some patients actually benefit from eating slightly more protein as long as it's high quality, low phosphorus protein. Are you one of them? Let's take a look. There are 3 categories that need more protein than typical CKD patients. First, dialysis patients. Let's be honest, if you are on dialysis, cutting protein won't bring your kidneys back. A plant-based foundation still helps, but adding low phosphorus protein like egg whites, soy, fish, chicken, or turkey breast actually protects your health. Second, sarcopenic patients in early CKD stages. Sarcopenic means dangerously low muscle mass, alright? So we are talking about usually very frail elderly patients. For them, CKD might not be the primary threat, so doctors may prioritize their muscle mass over their kidney health. Yeah, if you have no muscle at all, you might need more protein. still less than dialysis patients though, just a little bit more than what other patients are prescribed. It's a rather thin balance. Third, acute kidney injury patients. This is a sudden crisis where kidneys fail over hours or days. It can happen in cause of urinary blockages, extreme dehydration, toxic medications, or stuff like that. These patients need emergency care, not a new diet. But for everyone else, diet is your most powerful weapon. And if you want more life-saving kidney tips, this video up here is for you, and this is all for today. Thank you for watching. God bless you all. Bye!